Life is about what you are willing to do to survive. And I am willing to do anything.
Hey, this is Paul from Monsters and Critics. It's nice to meet you both today.
Hi, Paul.
Hello. I watched the first 4 episodes of season 2. I didn't want to watch the whole season in case I asked so many questions about the end of the season, but it's so good. Like, I'm very excited to see what happens next.
Great.
And season 1 did this fantastic job of showing the lengths Catherine is willing to go to in order to keep her enemies at bay. She's far more cunning in season 2. If we start with Justin today, could you both speak a bit about her mindset as season 2 gets underway?
Well, she's had some time to practice, right? If season 1 was about her doing everything she could to reach the Regency, meaning that we met her, being dragged through a town square by a rope, right? I mean, absolute at bottom of the barrel. And that first season was to see how do you get from there to, crowning your own son, pushing the cardinal aside and putting the crown up. But then what are you going to do with that, right? So in the interim period of time is she's been ruling this country and she has an idea as to how the country should be run. It's very modern. And she has an idea as to how, therefore, her family would be protected by ruling the country in her vision. Of course, things don't go according to plan. Of course, people have an idea of how to challenge her vision of ruling the country. And this season is about all the compromises that she has to make in order to keep her vision intact. And where she ends up at the end of season 2 is that how much of that vision really is intact. And of course, underneath all of it is, I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for my children. But of course, like any, it's classic story, right? She's the one who built the empire, and now the children have been born to it and they might not be up to it.
Yeah.
So the question is, who's she really doing it for?
Sort of the fun of the second season, Justin just said, I'm doing it for, she keeps saying to herself, I'm doing it for my children. But what she never realizes is what she's doing to her children.
Exactly.
My darling cousin. How are you?
And Minnie Driver is such genius casting here because she perfectly embodies the role of Elizabeth I. She has this perfect comedy timing that really elevates all of her scenes. If we start with Justin, could you both speak a bit about the decision to bring Minnie onto the show?
Well, look, all credit has to go to a brilliant casting director in England who came up with this out-of-the-box idea. And nothing ever replaced that idea, really, because it was so... I think the reason is... Sorry, go ahead, Erwin.
No, I was going to say this is one of the things you deal with in production. There were a lot of complications with another job she had, timing, could we work it out, et cetera, and everything pragmatic told us, move on, this will never work, we'll never figure out the schedule. And no matter how hard Justin and I tried, we never could think about a suitable replacement to it. So we just stuck to our guns, and fortunately, it all worked.
Yeah, there were 1,000 reasons for it not to work out practically, but creatively, it was always right. And as soon as Minnie slipped into the icon, I mean, because it's interesting, when you cast somebody in this iconic character, everyone has an idea about, this great actor, Helen Mirren, Kate Blanchett, I mean, brilliant series of performances. We all know the image. So if you're going to do that again, you have to bring something people haven't seen. So my vision for Elizabeth was deeply modern, somebody who wielded sexuality, somebody who was willing to crack jokes about her beheaded mother, all of which makes her very dangerous. And to me, very recognizable as a certain kind of English person who is able to keep the world at bay through humor. And so somehow taking this very modern, iconic woman in her own right, Minnie Driver, and putting her with this iconic image of Queen Elizabeth made a kind of magic for me. I think that her performance is a revelation.
We will soon be at war. What fun.
It really was perfect. I'm so glad it worked out in the ending. You got Minnie because she's so good. It's been great chatting with you, and good luck with the rest of the season.
If you don't make this right, you will have a civil war on your hands. Then war it is. Burn it down.
We all must choose a side.